The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson is a self-help book that encourages readers to rethink their approach to life's struggles and setbacks. The book argues that most people have too many fucks to give and that they should be more selective in choosing which problems they invest their time and energy in solving. Manson suggests that by focusing on the things that truly matter and learning to let go of the things that don't, people can lead happier and more fulfilling lives. He also encourages readers to accept negative emotions and experiences as a natural part of life and to learn from them. The book is written in a humorous and candid style, and it encourages readers to be more self-aware and honest with themselves. We're going to be discussing the 10 life lessons learned from the book. You cannot change or control external events, but you can change the way you respond to them. Many people waste a lot of time and energy trying to change things that they have no control over, such as other people's behavior or the weather. Instead, Manson suggests that people focus on changing their own attitudes and reactions to these external events. It's like a person standing outside in a rainstorm with an umbrella, complaining about how the rain is getting them wet. This person is focusing on the external event of the rain, rather than on changing their own behavior by simply opening their umbrella. In the same way, if a person focuses on changing the way they react to a situation, instead of trying to control it, they can still have control over their experience, even if the external event can't be changed. Similarly, when a person drives a car, they have no control over the traffic, the road condition, and other drivers' actions, but they have full control over the way they react to the situation. They can choose to have a peaceful drive or a frustrated one. It all comes down to their response to the external events. Happiness is not the absence of problems, but the ability to find meaning in them. People often try to avoid or eliminate negative experiences in their lives in pursuit of happiness, but this approach is misguided. Instead, people should learn to embrace their problems and find meaning in them, as they are often opportunities for personal growth and development. One analogy Manson uses to illustrate this point is a man trying to find a happiness pill that would eliminate all his problems and negative emotions. The man goes to a doctor and says, "I just want to be happy all the time. Can you give me a pill for that?" The doctor, in a deadpan expression, replies, "I can give you a pill that will make you forget who you are, but that's as close as you'll get." By forgetting who you are, the man is also forgetting all his problems, but also all his memories, his personality, and all the things that make him unique. Another analogy that Manson uses is the metaphor of a happiness gym where people go to work out their problems instead of trying to avoid them. Just like going to the gym is uncomfortable and hard work, but it leads to physical fitness and well-being. Working out one's emotional and mental problems leads to emotional fitness and happiness. By learning to find meaning in problems, people can grow and improve themselves, leading to a more fulfilling and satisfying life, rather than trying to eliminate negative experiences and emotions, which is not sustainable and not healthy. Success is not about avoiding negative experiences, but about learning from them. Many people have a misconception that success means living a life free of problems and negative experiences. However, he suggests that in order to truly succeed in life, it is important to learn from your mistakes, failures, and negative experiences. A man who is trying to climb a mountain but keeps falling down. Every time the man falls, he gets back up, dusts himself off, and continues climbing. He's not doing this because he's a masochist, but because he understands that the only way to reach the top of the mountain is to keep climbing, even when he falls. Each time the man falls, he learns something new, and with each new piece of knowledge, he becomes a better and more skilled climber. Similarly, in video games, in order to succeed and reach high levels in the game, players must learn from their mistakes and failures, and try new strategies until they find one that works. The point is, failure and negative experiences are not the end of the journey, but rather a necessary step in order to improve, grow, and reach the end goal. Manson's idea is that success is about learning, growing, and becoming a better version of yourself. Success isn't about avoiding negative experiences, but about learning from them, embracing the failures, and becoming a better person from them. Focusing on what you can control and what truly matters will lead to a more fulfilling life. People waste a lot of time and energy worrying about things that they cannot control, such as other people's opinions or the state of the world, and fail to focus on the things that truly matter, such as their own personal growth and happiness. A person obsessing over the weather forecast checks the forecast multiple times a day, getting anxious and stressed over whether it will rain or be sunny. But no matter how much the person checks the forecast, it does not change the weather. Instead, the person should focus on what they can control, such as bringing an umbrella or sunblock, and not waste energy worrying about things they cannot control. By focusing on what you can control and what truly matters, you will be able to lead a more fulfilling and satisfying life rather than wasting energy on things you cannot change. It's about being realistic about what you can control and what you can't, and direct your energy and attention to the things that truly matter to you. People have a limited capacity for the number of fucks they can give, and it is important to be selective about which problems you choose to invest your time and energy in solving. They try to solve or care about every problem that comes their way, but this approach leads to burnout, stress, and unhappiness. Instead, he suggests that people should be more selective in choosing which problems to invest their time and energy in solving, and learn to let go of the rest. To illustrate this point, Manson uses the analog of a person with a fuck bucket that can only hold a limited amount of fucks. Each time a problem arises, the person must decide whether to put a fuck in their bucket or not. If the problem is important and worth investing time and energy into, the person puts a fuck in the bucket, but if it's not, the person must let it go. Another analogy Manson uses is that of a fucks bank account, where people start with a certain amount of fucks, but as they invest them in different things, the balance decreases. The goal is to manage the balance carefully so that you don't spend too many fucks on trivial things and end up with none when you need them for the things that truly matter. The point is that by being selective about which problems to invest time and energy in solving, and learning to let go of the rest, people can lead happier and more fulfilling lives, rather than trying to solve every problem that comes their way and ending up exhausted and unhappy. Accepting negative emotions and experiences as a natural part of life, rather than trying to avoid or suppress them, leads to emotional maturity and resilience. People try to avoid or suppress negative emotions, such as sadness, anger, or anxiety, thinking that they are a sign of weakness or failure. But this approach only leads to more suffering and less emotional maturity. Instead, he suggests that people learn to accept negative emotions and experiences as a natural part of life, and use them as opportunities for personal growth and development. A person trying to avoid negative emotions by putting on a happy mask. But eventually, the mask will slip and the emotions will come out with a force as if they were bottled up. The point is that emotions are like waves in the ocean. They come and go. It's natural to have negative emotions just like it's natural to have positive ones. By accepting them, instead of trying to suppress them, you are facing them, processing and moving on, becoming more resilient in the process. Manson's point is that accepting negative emotions and experiences as a natural part of life leads to emotional maturity and resilience rather than trying to avoid them, which only leads to more suffering and less growth. The key to happiness is to find something to give a fuck about and care deeply about it. Many people try to find happiness by seeking pleasure and avoiding pain. But this approach is ultimately unsatisfying. Instead, he suggests that people find something they are passionate about, that has a deeper meaning for them, and invest their time, energy, and emotions into it. This sense of purpose and meaning is what leads to true happiness. A person who is constantly chasing the high, always seeking new experiences and thrills, but they never find true satisfaction or happiness because they don't care deeply about anything. Just like a drug addict, they are always seeking the next fix, but never truly reaching the state of happiness they're looking for. True happiness stems from having something to get excited about, something that holds a deeper meaning for us, and investing our time, energy, and emotions in it. That sense of purpose and meaning, rather than temporary pleasure seeking, is what leads to true happiness. Setting personal values and living according to them is a key to living an authentic and fulfilling life. Manson suggests that individuals who base their lives on the expectations and values of others often end up feeling unfulfilled and lacking in authenticity. To combat this, he proposes that individuals should invest time in identifying their personal values and beliefs, and make a conscious effort to align their actions with them. This leads to a greater sense of authenticity and fulfillment in life. Manson uses the analogy of a person who is trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. Just as the peg is not meant to fit into the hole, a person who is living according to the values and expectations of others is not living according to their true selves. A peg should find its own square hole, just as a person should discover and live by their own personal values. Society plays a value tug-of-war game, whereby other people are constantly trying to pull a person in different directions, but the person must hold on to their own personal values to stay true to themselves. It's important to stand by our own values, especially when the outside world is trying to pull us away from them. Manson's point is that by setting personal values and living according to them, people can have a sense of purpose and direction in their lives, a strong sense of self, and a more profound sense of fulfillment. personal growth often involves discomfort, and people should learn to embrace the discomfort of self-improvement. The natural tendency to shy away from discomfort and uncertainty can impede personal growth and self-improvement. Embracing discomfort, however, can serve as a catalyst for self-improvement by allowing us to confront and overcome obstacles on the path to self-discovery. A person trying to avoid discomfort by staying in a comfort zone like a couch potato will never improve their physical fitness by staying in one place. The person needs to get up, stretch their legs, and embrace the discomfort of physical activity. Similarly, the person needs to embrace the discomfort of self-improvement to grow and become a better version of themselves. Manson refers to the discomfort muscle, that just like the physical muscle, it needs to be stretched and exercised to get stronger. A person needs to exercise their discomfort muscle by intentionally exposing themselves to uncomfortable situations in order to grow and improve as a person. The point is that personal growth often involves discomfort, and people should learn to embrace it as a necessary step in the process of self-improvement. By doing so, people will be able to handle the discomfort better and overcome the challenges that come with it, leading to more self-awareness and self-improvement. In order to change yourself and improve your life, you must first take responsibility for your actions and choices. Manson suggests that instead of placing blame on external factors or others for one's issues and unhappiness, taking personal responsibility for one's actions and choices serves as a means for taking control and implementing positive change. By owning up to one's actions and decisions, opportunities for self-improvement and growth arise. He illustrates how individuals who consistently blame external factors for their problems, such as the weather, are avoiding taking personal responsibility for their actions and choices. This avoidance prevents them from making necessary changes for self-improvement. He also highlights the idea that placing blame on external factors or others is a fruitless endeavor, as it does not lead to self-improvement or change. To achieve self-improvement, one must first take personal responsibility for their actions and choices and use it as an opportunity for growth and change. We highly recommend reading The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson, as it provides valuable insights and practical advice on how to lead a happier, more fulfilling life. Find a link to the hardcover book and audiobook in the description. If you found this video helpful, please consider liking and subscribing for more content like this.